Hello everyone! In this video, we will discuss how to share your photos and videos using Joomeo. Firstly, we will review the difference between private and public sharing. Then we will go into detail on how to launch and set up private sharing, create a slideshow, use the email sharing function, share a gallery or a slideshow on social media, and finally, create a printable invitation card to promote one of your galleries. With Joomeo, you can choose between two types of sharing: private sharing and public sharing. Private sharing means that your guest must be registered in your Joomeo contact book with their email address and login credentials that you have set for them. This allows you to grant extended permissions to your guest. More importantly, each contact gets personalised access to your albums. Kathy may not see the same albums as Alban, and she may not necessarily have the same rights as him on the albums they share. Private sharing, therefore, enables you to customise the permissions of your contacts on your Joomeo space. This gives you full control over what happens in your albums, making them collaborative with certain features unavailable in public mode, such as allowing visitors to add new images or comment on your photos and videos. Public sharing serves a completely different purpose. It facilitates the distribution of your files across all online platforms, such as social media, increasing their visibility. Later in the video, we will explore the various forms of public sharing, such as slideshows and public galleries. It is also possible to restrict access to these shares by adding a password or setting an expiration date. In any case, public links do not allow visitor identification and are not designed for collaboration. Additionally, before we begin our tutorial, it is important to clarify that only private mode allows folder sharing. No public mode permits this. Now that we have covered these details, let's see how sharing works on Joomeo. Let's start with private sharing. When it comes to sharing, this is the icon to look for. Click it and choose your preferred sharing mode. For the first share, you will be informed that the album is not currently shared. Click the Share button to access your Joomeo contact book. Tick the contacts and contact groups you want to share your album with. Be sure to personalise the permissions granted to each one. If someone you want to share your album with is not yet in your contacts, enter their email address in the search bar and click Create a New Contact. Fill in the details for this new contact and customise their login credentials. Finally, tick their permissions for the album. The last step is to personalise the message your guests will receive, then click the Share button. Each recipient will receive an email containing the link to the album and all the necessary login details. To simplify access for your contacts while maintaining security on Joomeo, we offer an option in your account preferences: link pre-authentication in invitations. This option is enabled by default when creating your Joomeo account. It integrates the login and password into the email link so that when your guest clicks on it, Joomeo immediately recognises them and grants access without requiring them to enter their details. To create a slideshow, enter the album of your choice, click the Share button and select Slideshow. This screen reminds you that you are entering public sharing mode, meaning the images will be accessible without visitor identification. Adjust various settings in this window, such as the photo transition speed and display modes. If you like, add music to accompany your slideshow. This section allows you to customize the size of your slideshow if you decide to embed it into your website. Once configured, copy the code and insert it into your page's HTML. Before publishing on social media or your website, always check the public sharing permissions for your album. Once your settings are finalised, copy the link and share it as you wish. In our example, Alice posts it on her Facebook page. Email sharing is designed, as the name suggests, to invite one or more people via email to view a gallery or slideshow from your Joomeo space. These can be people already in your contact list or not. As always, once you're in the chosen album, click on the Share button. Select Email Sharing and decide whether you want your guests to access a slideshow or a web page. Depending on your choice, customize the various settings, then add the email addresses of guests who are not in your Joomeo contacts in the designated field. They won't be added to your contact list. To invite existing Joomeo contacts, simply click the Add Existing Contacts button and tick the ones you'd like to invite. Customize your message and adjust the permissions as needed. That's it. Now all that's left to do is send your email by clicking here. Let's take a moment to clarify what a gallery is. It is simply a Joomeo album that can be accessed by visitors via a simple URL, without requiring identification and therefore without personalised authorization. To create and share a gallery, enter your album, click the Share button and select Public Gallery. This screen reminds you that you are entering public sharing mode, meaning the images will be accessible without visitor identification. Check and configure the permissions and, if necessary, access restrictions. Then copy the link or QR code and share it as you wish, via email, messaging, or simply on social media. Joomeo allows you to share your slideshows or galleries directly on Facebook or X Twitter. To do this, click the Share button, then select Social Networks. Choose whether to share a gallery or slideshow, adjust display settings and permissions, then click the social media platform where you want to share. If you are not yet logged into Facebook or X, sign in, personalise the accompanying message and preview, then post your message. You have probably experienced situations where it would have been extremely convenient to hand out printed invitation cards with all the necessary information to access an album in your Joomeo space, and, why not, include a QR code. That is exactly what Joomeo allows you to do in just a few clicks. In the sharing window, click on Invitation Cards. Customise the text that will introduce the gallery. Then choose whether you prefer a file with a single invitation per page or a full sheet with multiple copies. Adjust the permissions and access restrictions for this gallery. Confirm your choices and then download the file to print it on your printer or have it printed by a professional. On your invitation card, you will find your personalised introduction text, a QR code for easy access via a smartphone, a simplified URL to your gallery, and the password if you have set one up. And there you have it. All that's left to do is distribute your invitations. Well, Now you know everything about the different sharing modes on Joomeo. We have explored the difference between private sharing, which is intended for contacts saved in your Joomeo address book and can be applied to folders, and public sharing, which opens selected albums to a wider audience and allows broader distribution in various formats. So now it's time to close this tutorial and start sharing your images with confidence using Joomeo. See you soon for more tutorials.